Hustle, 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 or slow and steady wins the race. Let's see. If someone tells you that you have to work 16, 18, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, no days off, if you want it, you gotta go for it. They're not selling you a golden ticket to happiness. They're selling you an audiobook. They're selling you a course program. They're selling you a subscription. They're selling you something, but it ain't happiness. So I was looking over some information the other day, and I was seeing something. From a very famous influencer. We all know who this person is, and he was exhorting the virtues of you gotta work. When I was working in my parents' shop, I did this, and then I went and hustled that, and I went and hustled this. I'm like this. I'm like this. I'm like this. I'm like, look, there are a lot of people hustling out there, folks. That's not going to be the key to making you rich. You have to be at the right place, right time, with the right idea, and then you can work hard in increments and bursts where you can maximize that hard effort. If you're someone just going to be nose to the grindstone, no days off, we're going to do it, we're going to do this, you're going to find out very quickly that's not the key to making this thing happen. Okay? You have to take time for self-renewal. I'll give you an example. Back in the day, in the olden days, millennia ago, when man first started, agriculture, for instance, there would be long stretches of the year where you could not work the fields, and then you'd have a lot of activity at around the time of planting and at around the time of harvest. In the intervening time, people had time for art, for whatever their passions and their pursuits were, even if that just meant sitting around. That was also the fighting season. That's where the kings would organize wars and things like that, because there are basic truths about human physiology. If you think your favorite influencer who's telling you to work 16, 17, 18 hours a day, only take Christmas and New Year's and maybe Thanksgiving off, if you think that they're doing that and that's how they did it, again, they're selling you a product, not a ticket to happiness and wealth. Use your common sense. Know that physiologically possible. If you have been working 9 hours a day and you hate that, there's no way you're going to suddenly, magically find the motivation to work 18 hours a day every day until you accomplish this goal. You may not even know enough about what you're doing to make all that work justified. And there's nothing worse than working and working and working with no result in sight. You have to be able to work smartly, have your ideas work for you. There are going to be times when you do need to work 16 or 18 hours a day, but that should not be every day, 6 days a week. Simply put, you're really going to need to have time for self-renewal, because anything short of that, you might as well be working a plantation somewhere, because that's where you're going to end up burnt out, and you're going to have a shorter life.